This video is sponsored by Squarespace. What is up, you wonderful people? My name's Cody Warner. In this video, I want to break down not just technically from a camera perspective, but also sometimes logistically, kind of strategically, how I got my 10 favorite shots from the past year. Let's get into it. Alright, shot number 10. This is a shot of my friend Adrian Ritchie. We are out right outside of Denver, Colorado. Went on a very early morning hike. Let me show it to you. It was blustery, but it was literally just one of those shots where the light was like that kind of pink. The sun had just crested over the earth. It was that pink right before it went up into the clouds, and then it got blue right after that. So yeah, it was one of those times where it's like I needed to have my camera in my hands or else I would have missed it. More maybe logistically on this one, I ended up waking up for this sunrise hike at I think 2:30 a.m. because I had to drive 2.5 hours to Adrian, and then Adrian and I had to drive like an hour and a half to the place where we were gonna hike. So it was a very early morning. It's one of those times where it's like you get up early, you get rewarded. The other thing was Adrian was pretty far ahead of me, so I was pretty long lens. I had my GH5, which has amazing in-body image stabilization. Super helpful for when I think I was at 80mm equivalent, shooting in 4K. So you can see some jitter in it, but it's, you know, it's nothing crazy. But then just capturing an emotion, 120 frames per second, just one of my favorite shots, 100%. Let's move on to the next one, number 9. It's gonna be a fast one, so you gotta like watch quickly. Anamorphic, Tesla, kicked out sideways on grass. It was just a really cool experience to be here. This is one of the first times a Tesla has ever been captured in this sort of rally environment. I used my anamorphic lens on, again, my GH5, and that's why you're getting the flare from the sun that's going a little horizontal. Also shot at 120 frames per second. Also early morning sun, so just very interesting. You know, the sun's very low to the ground, so you're getting that pink and green vibe. The other thing about this shot that you don't notice unless you are looking for it is it starts low down to the ground, and then I'm standing up as the shot goes. Did do a little speed ramp in there just to really get that start low, end high. Foreground element, something super important. Love that shot. More on that in a moment. Number 8. So I went up to visit Becky and Chris in Buffalo, New York last year, and yeah, we went to dinner in a helicopter, which was in and of itself kind of a mind-blowing experience. Chris, as he's flying, he's like, yeah, if you want to open up that little compartment, you feel free to stick your Insta360 out of that. And the video was a comparison between Insta360 and GoPro, the GoPro 360 camera. Just the perspective of the helicopter flying, landing. It was a super crazy landing in my opinion. I forget what Chris called it, but it was like confined because there's trees around. Just an amazing experience, but the 360 camera, you know, I captured 360 degrees, and then I was able to pull out just us flying in, us turning around and landing. And amazing, that was an amazing shot and experience, and I was so happy to be able to use the 360 camera because it's one of those cameras where you don't really have, you just kind of set it and forget it. And then I was enjoying it and experiencing it as the camera was rolling. I went back and reframed it in post. So that was that shot. Ooh, you're gonna love this next one. Shot number 7. My favorite shot, 7, counting down from 10. I just love that water, the sunlight glistening off the water in the spa, and obviously it's my wife Amber, so I love the subject as well. Pretty simple shot, GH5, 120 frames per second. But logistics on this one. I had been doing full-time YouTube for like a year at this point, and it was Amber's and my 9-year wedding anniversary. And I felt like every trip or cool experience that I got to have because of YouTube I was having them alone. I really wanted her to get to experience what it felt like to kind of go and have to work and make a video, but also get to do something and enjoy something really cool. So I said, I'm just gonna reach out to resorts. You know, I don't have a travel channel. I don't have like a hotel resort reviewing channel. So I said, I'm gonna reach out to resorts. I'll try to do 10 per day until one of them says, like, takes a chance and says, yeah, you can come make a video. I shot out 6 emails on day 1. One of those hotel resorts got back to me and said, we'd love to do this. So sometimes you think something's gonna take a bunch of persistence and then you just get lucky, and that's what happened there. Shot number 6.
The more you get to know your camera, the faster you're going to be with it. But in my opinion, it's like, it's so easy to just, here we are, you know?
Obviously, very standard shot. You know, it's a 2-shot, Jesse and me standing there. He's explaining the EOS R, which I'm shooting on now, but I'm pretty sure it was Jesse's idea to shoot this pantsless, and it was funny, and we shot the whole entire kind of dry tutorial video pantsless, and people got a kick out of it in the comments. I don't know, lightens the mood, made it funny. Again, nothing very complex about it other than the audio on Jesse. He's wearing a, I think, Sennheiser like claw mount lav wireless. Listen to that audio.
The more you get to know your camera, the faster you're going to be with it. But in my opinion, it's like, it's so easy to just, here we are, you know?
Fantastic. Jesse crushed it. Thanks for helping me set this thing up. Okay, back to Mariposa. Watch this shot. This shot is amazing. This is one of my favorite shots that I've ever gotten. Number 5. The way we got that was Willie and I were driving on an ATV and the Tesla came up behind us, and I was shooting again Insta360, just jabbing the Insta360 as close to the Tesla as I could to get that very immersive, very kind of in your face, like there's literally dirt hitting the camera shot, and just an amazing shot that I never would have gotten had I not got my hands on an Insta360, and just one more reason that that camera and that even just that technology is incredible. Shot number 4, another anamorphic shot. The thing with this is I had gone to New York City, made a whole video about this lens, and I had a lot of cool footage from New York City, but I felt like this video just needed a little bit more, so I decided to do this fire making sequence out in my backyard, and you know, very dramatic with lights. This is one of the shots where you have it inside your head. I was like, this is what I want to happen. I want to split the wood, and then I want the beam to come through where I had just split the wood and do this anamorphic flare. And you know, you shoot it, you review it, and it worked just like I wanted it to work. And then on top of that, all the dust from the light gets caught in the anamorphic flare, and just a very cool, compelling shot, a piece of technology that I had never used before, anamorphic, and just really everything about it. Absolutely love that shot. We're about to hit top 3. Let me tell you about the sponsor for this video, Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website building platform, from domain to the templates that you actually use to create the content, to scheduling, e-commerce, anything that you want to do with a website on the internet, you can do through Squarespace. You need a website up like last week, so Squarespace is there for you. Fantastic customer service, fantastic templates, just get you looking rad, quick. Highly recommend it. If you want to try Squarespace out, go to www.squarespace.com/CodyWarner, get a free trial, and then when you're ready to buy, use the code CodyWarner for 10% off your first purchase. All right, Squarespace, thanks so much again for sponsoring. Shot number 3. This one's crazy. I still can't really believe that this happened. Camera's still pointing at us. That was a perfect throw. So I was exhausted. I had just gotten back from Belfast. I had flown 8 hours or something, driven 4 hours. You can hear it in my voice. I'm shot, I'm exhausted. Get home, hug Amber, decided to throw my Panasonic GH5 over onto the couch. So I figured probably nothing bad would happen. So you need to have a little bit of a risk mentality for this, because you're throwing $1,000 camera gear. Threw it, and it somehow perfectly rolled and landed and was still pointing at us. I love stuff like that. I love stuff like that. It was like a trick shot with the camera. I know it's kind of stupid, but it's also kind of amazing, right? Number 2. know is a bit more of a sequence than a shot, but I got to go down to Honduras with Impact Water, install a water system in a village, and this is one of the people that we met there, and no shot is super special. Like, yes, it's slow motion, yes, the colors are amazing. It was amazing that she smiled so brightly, and just there's so much story in her face. All of that is great, but there's nothing very, nothing insane about the shot. For me, that shot and why it sits here at number 2, it was the fact that I got to go on that trip and do that as a part of a continuation of my career in filmmaking. And that is a persistence thing. That's a 10 years trying, hustling, grinding, wanting to be hired by a company who will let you go and make a little documentary piece about something that you feel passionate about. That's what that shot represents for me. So keep going. You know what I'm saying? Just keep going. Let's go to number 1 here. Another Insta360 shot. I was surprised as I was going over all the footage from the past year how much I was bringing in Insta360 footage. I just really love the technology. I was holding the invisible selfie stick and letting it spin around me, and then I did the reframing in post, obviously. It's incorporating that, I think it was like Mango Street spin around a subject, but there's also camera movement. Also I was shooting it by myself. Also there's these beautiful murals. It just kind of, it was the bright colors mixed with the weird camera movement. When you see it, you don't immediately know how it was done, and I love that. I absolutely love that. Again, it was one of those things where I had the idea in my mind and I saw myself execute it in real life. That is at the very core of what YouTube, of what filmmaking is for me, is taking something from inside here and putting it out into the world. Keep doing that, keep going. Thanks so much for being here. Those are my top 10 shots of the last year.